Welcome, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. I'm really looking forward to speaking with Marco. So you may have seen him on the NFT Update YouTube channel. Finally, glad to have him on the show today. So Marco, thanks so much for joining today, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just
Well, thank
trying to.
you for having me on. I'm
Absolutely.
excited to talk about this project.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. It's trying to recover from this Thanksgiving dinner. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving as well.
I did. I got to spend time with my family. Was watching this show on FX that I've been really digging called Reservation Dogs
Oh,
on FX. It is so funny.
that's awesome. Yeah, man. I
And
see you did some more work to the wall behind you there too. Some of the artwork there.
I did. It's starting to get everything put together, and I'm finally getting. Feel like I moved in now to my new place.
That's awesome, brother. That's awesome. Well,
I'll have
cool,
to send
man.
you some stuff for your walls.
Yeah, I know. I've got quite a bit of empty space back here. I got to keep up with you now. Well, cool, man. That's really good to hear. Yeah, Marco, looking forward to our conversation. So today we're going to be talking about sending Cardano NFTs into space. Really cool idea, just an incredible project. So this is called Project Cosmos on Cardano. So I guess,
Yep.
can you tell us a little bit about this project?
Well, sure. The team behind Viper Pool, and they're also called the Ascension team,
Mhm.
um, are all aerospace engineers, and they all work, sending stuff up to the International Space Station and stuff like that. And it came to me with the idea of sending NFTs to space, right? Physical NFTs, because people have done the thing where they've beamed stuff into space, put it on so that the information was up in space, right?
Yeah.
But it was never like a physical manifestation of it in a sense. And so the idea is we're taking these NFC enabled chips, loading the fingerprint and the policy ID of an original NFT, like say a Space Bud, right? Putting it on the chip and then printing out the artwork on the front of the card, right? So it's about a credit card size, right? So it has the artwork and it has the policy ID and asset ID in the chip. And then we're also going to make that card itself another NFT, almost like a certificate of authenticity. So there'll be another policy ID and asset ID of the actual card itself that we turn into an NFT. So in a sense, you're pairing these two together, and one of them is actually a physical.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that physical one is going to be into the payload of a Falcon 9 that will be sent up and go up to space for about a month
That's
before
awesome.
it comes back down.
That's so cool. So we're sending space buds to the moon, basically, right?
Well, Space Buds, Zombie Chains, we have Nitties, we have Yumiverse stuff or Yumiverse. Whatever, we have a trash bag that's going up to space. The guys in the 2500 Club and the trash bag NFT project, they did a little fundraiser to raise 1,000 ADA to purchase a slot to send a trash bag into space. So
Interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I guess it's all up to your own imagination, right? What's possible is truly up to you. But
yeah,
dude, that's
I'm
so cool.
working. I'm working with my two nephews who like to draw and stuff. I'm gonna have them
Yeah.
mock something up and then turn it into NFT and send that up there.
Oh, that'll be great. That'll be great. Yeah, so I displayed the video that she gave me while we were talking there. So hopefully that does show the audience a little bit better of what the process actually looks like to use it. So it's basically a like a physical card, right? So it's got
Yep.
the picture of the NFT on the physical card. And then like you were saying with the NFC chip, so you basically just tap your smartphone, something kind of like Apple Pay or Android
Mhm.
Pay. And what it'll do is show you the policy ID, and then it'll redirect you to link to that NFT.
Yeah, we're still working on all the data that we're going to store in there. what we know is we want to have the policy ID, the asset ID of the artwork of the original NFT, right? So say your Space Bud or whatever, right? And then we want to have the policy ID and asset ID of the new NFT, right? That will be a representation of that card that's going up.
I
And so
see.
both of those will be on there. And then we're going to have some links embedded as well, so that will take you to like Cardano scan or take it back to our website. We want to do a whole database on our website too, so that people can see what all ones that have gone up and all that kind of stuff. And then the good thing is we want to, then when they come back, right, we'll update the NFT with stuff like the flight manifest, pictures before and after, all the different kinds of stuff. If we're able to get a picture of it, up in the space station or whatever, we'll add that photo or video to the NFT as well.
It'd be so cool to see like a zero gravity picture of all these like NFT chips just kind of floating around, and getting like a slow motion graphic of that. I think that would just be
I'm not saying that that's not possible. I'm just saying we're not guaranteeing it.
I hear you, man. I got to set the expectations right. But I think the idea itself is really cool, right? So like you have your own NFT, but then you have another NFT that kind of represents that physical card, which allows you to access it on the site. So as far as how people can participate, I guess, what does that actually look like? So you have 750 sponsorship slots, right?
Yep.
And how can people participate?
Well, you can go to projectcosmos.io, and it's 1,000 ADA. You can purchase a sponsorship slot, and then what you'll do is you'll get a mission access token, right? Once you have the mission access token, you'll go to your wallet that has the NFT that you want to pair it with, right? So let's say you have a space. Do you have a Space Bud?
I do.
So you get the mission token, put it in the same wallet as your Space Bud, right? And then send us back the token, right? And fill out a Google form with the transaction ID, your information, and that kind of stuff. And then what we do is we validate that token came from the same wallet as the Bud or the NFT that you're using. And then we'll mock it up, right? Get it printed, and then once it's printed, we take a photo of it and send that and create the NFT, the new NFT, and then send that back to you, and then we send that NFT packaged up off to be sent up in the rocket.
Yeah. Okay.
So that way you'll have the both NFTs, and that way when it comes back, we're able to then burn and mint all the new information that we collected when it comes back. Then your NFT will update.
Okay, I gotcha. So you're never really like out of pocket of your NFT, right? You're just basically saying that, hey, I own this, and then you're getting it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't want you to have to like send us your Space Bud, right? Like send us 1,000 ADA and your Space Bud, right? No.
Yeah, the Space Bud is worth quite a bit of ADA there. So
we just wanted to make sure that you were the actual owner of it at the time.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think that's a great way to actually just verify that, it's actually a legit NFT and you're the correct holder. So it sounds like the process has been well thought out. I'm really curious to learn also about how in the world you got your hands on a Falcon 9 rocket.
Well, we're not the only thing going up in it. We, like I said, the Project Ascension team, they work with the people and contractors and all that kind of stuff, and we're able to work out a contract deal for a certain amount of space, right, to where we could fit 800 of these NFC chips into like a package.
Okay.
And that package will go up. We're also got scheduled a 1-hour session with the astronauts to take them out, and
wow.
stuff like that.
Wow.
And we're going to videotape that, but we can't guarantee which ones will be shown in the video, because like I said, we only have an hour of this time, and, things move a little bit slower in space. So it's not like,
that's true.
So we don't know how many, we'll be able to take out and play with and what that'll look like. So that's why we're not guaranteeing anything. It's kind of like what I did with the Legacy Pass, right? I told everybody 12 airdrops, and we ended up with 26. right?
Under
Like I like
promise, over deliver. It's
exactly.
fantastic. Yep.
You know, it's one of those things that, you know, hopefully we at Buffy Bot have built up quite a reputation over this last year of being able to deliver, you know, on what we promise. So that's why we try not to promise a lot, but we do deliver a lot.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And
And we
now
saw
it's
that with
not,
the, I'm
there's
sorry, go
also
ahead.
science behind this as well. Like part of this whole project is testing the fundraising capabilities of crowdsourcing missions, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we call these sponsorship slots, right? Because what we're testing is the ability of these particular cards in this NFC chip, right? Whether or not the data gets corrupted on a trip up there and back. So that way, you know, we can test different sensors, test different applications and all that kind of stuff. And this is actually our second project. We kind of did a first test project where we sent up these, let me see if I have one here. I got a sample here. We sent 25 of these up, right?
Oh, okay.
They're made out of a titanium. And then we also had one that's made of tin, right? And what we did is we wanted to test the growth of what they call tin whiskers in space. Tin whiskers can corrupt circuit boards and all that kind of stuff. And so we want to see, so the first one was to test the growth in space versus on Earth. And if we can see how long things might be able to last or just collecting data. And so that was the first thing that we sent up. It actually will go up, I think, in February. We machined them. They're already in the possession and they will go up. But those don't come back down till like December.
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
And so these, what we did is we printed the policy ID on the top here before they went up, and the policy is, you know, open for like a year. So that way, when they come back, we can, you know, get it all minted and each one that comes back minted into a thing.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to be able to make sure that, you know, we had the process down and got that stuff before we did this next mission. Right. So this next mission, we're testing something different. Again, it's the ability of these chips and see, you know, if they get corrupted or not, right, in space. And so the idea is we can use NFTs as a way to fundraise and help promote these projects, you know, to fund projects like this, you know, and at the same time, turn them into collectibles after the fact, right? So they're not just sitting in some warehouse somewhere, you know, not ever being used and just forgotten in time until like, you know, 200 years later, like what's all this junk, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we're able to physically tie these to these experiments.
I think the idea is really cool, and it gives me a lot of the same vibes as what you would think of like a time capsule. You know, you put all sorts of things from different time periods, collectibles, maybe like special items into a box, or, you know, some type of sealed case, and then, you know, you just have it in a set place, a location, and like decades later, somebody finds it and has all those experiences in one place. You know, I think it's really cool with being able to launch something like an NFT up into space. I mean, not only the idea that it's being used to research if these NFC chips are able to withstand that, you know, interesting to hear about how that turns out, especially considering the atmosphere, you know, zero gravity, really cool idea there. But then you also just get that, you know, that being able to say, hey, I sent this NFT up into space. You know, this NFT has been places. I think that just the idea there is pretty interesting.
Well, like I said, it's just like anything, like, you know what I mean? Like I have a whole wall of collectibles, right?
Yeah.
So like I have the Armand Kendrick collection here that has, you know, they're all one of one, you know, and have the matching NFT. So the idea that you have, you know, this NFT that, you know, not only went to space, but also works as that certificate of authenticity and a catalog of the record, right?
Yep.
So not only will you be able to open up the NFT online, but it'll have, we're hoping like a PDF of the study, right? The manifest of the NFT on the rocket manifest, video or photos from them up in the International Space Station,
That's so
right?
cool. Yeah.
The before and after, like we'll take a picture of the card before and then a picture after it comes back, and stuff like that, all tied into the data of the NFT, right? So now that becomes like a record now,
That is so
and
interesting to think that you can do stuff like that with metadata, I guess, right? Like you can create what you would see with some of these traditional NFTs. I guess the metadata would either contain links to an IPFS or like an Arweave ID. I've seen a few PDFs. We've seen comic books. We've seen a whole bunch of different concepts that are available for these NFTs using metadata. That's one of the most interesting things to think about with that and how you're going to be able to document it. So I guess if you were to update any of the metadata for these NFTs, is the process going to require you to burn the existing NFTs, or are you simply just going to issue new tokens upon?
well, no, it's the good thing from what I understand. I had this conversation with Adam the other day.
Yeah.
Right. So we burn and mint you the new token, but we keep what's called the fingerprint the same, right? So the Cosmos dot M1 and then whatever slot you were, right? And so it actually starts off as the ticket you get, your mission access token, right? So we have the mission access token, but the fingerprint or that asset ID, right, says Cosmos dot mission 1 or like M1 and then whatever slot number it is, right?
Yep.
We burn that when you send it to us, create a new one that will take a picture of the card once it's printed out, the NFC chip, with your artwork and stuff, send that back to you, right? So you'll have that in your wallet. And then when the things come back, we're able to then create a new one, burn it, and it'll update the original. So we don't actually need it. So we can update it in your own wallet without you sending it back to us.
That's really interesting. That's so cool.
That's also one of like a word of warning, like with some NFTs, right? Like if the policy ID is open, the creators who have the policy ID and the keys to those policy IDs can actually burn your NFT and destroy it by like updating it and removing the photo, removing the metadata to where it's just the asset ID itself.
I see.
Right. So, or they can swap around, stuff and change metadata stuff, that's why sometimes like, an NFT really isn't an NFT, I guess, until the policy ID is closed.
Makes sense. Yeah, because once it's on the blockchain, it's there. But I guess, like you said, if that policy is open, they can make any of those changes. So until that thing closes, until that policy locks.
The changes are kind of like updates.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow. Didn't really think about it like that, but it's great to know that. I had no idea. That's really cool.
I didn't either. It's one of those things I think Adam was keeping from me because then I started thinking of ideas how to use that technology.
A good magician never reveals all of his secrets. Yeah, man, I tell you.
So yeah, like I said, it's we're having a lot of fun with it. Like I said, I've heard stories, about people sending their wedding rings up to the International Space Station and in a payload and sending all different kinds of fun things. Like I know somebody was telling me they wanted to send their gaming dice up to the space station and back,
Nice.
Just certain things but there's a lot of rules and things that you have to go through. Like nothing can smell. Like there can't be any, like you have to use certain materials that have no odor. There's certain, you have to go through like this whole process, right? And checklist of what is this made up of? You have to give them all the sources, all the information, can this, and so like there's a whole process of things before it can go up into space, right? That it has to go through. And that's why it takes a couple months to go through this process once, they're printed and sent to them and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So, well, it's going to make it that much more worthwhile, I guess, just to see all the hard work that's gone into it. And I'm just reading the Medium article, which is fantastic. So if you guys want to learn more about this project, I would really recommend you check out this article. I'm just glancing over it as we're talking, but I will be sure to leave that link for you all down in the description. So Marco, can you let us know when is it that this is all going to be taking place? So I guess people who want to reserve a slot or sponsor a slot can do so today. But
Right.
then I guess up until what point do they have to do that?
Well, right, the sale is going through until December 1st at 1700 UTC for the 1000 ADA. After December 1st, it jumps to 1500 ADA.
Ooh.
If any are left open. So if we sell out, then there's no worries, we sold out. If we still have any slots open, after December 1st, they will be priced at 1500 ADA.
Okay.
And then you have till December 10th to send us back the token and fill out the form with the NFT that you want to match it with.
I gotcha. All right. So a few days. So definitely get in on this if you're interested. I know I'm going to be looking to send an NFT up into space. I mean, that's just way too cool. So when is it expected that this is all going to launch? Like, when is the Falcon 9 going to take off?
From my understanding, because again, this is, launches can be moved and changed stuff, but I think it's May, June, right? Like that's the window for the launch.
Okay.
And then to come back is July, August. So
okay.
these particular ones for this project are going to be up there for about a month, right? The first project we sent, they're going to be up there for almost 8 months or 10 months.
Okay, and that was those little tin cards, right? That you
right,
showed
because
us.
That project is a longer test study, right? We were testing the tin whiskers, how long they grow. So that's a longer experiment.
Gotcha.
Right. So those go up first. Those go up in February. These go up in May, June, come back July, August.
Way too cool. Way too cool. And lots of good information on this article too. So really would recommend that you all check this out. Yeah, Marco, I'm excited about this, man. The research involved with it, not only to see what it looks like with these NFC chips when they come back, how the impact is going to look with zero gravity and just to reduce atmospheric pressure. I think that'll be really curious to see, but then also what you're doing with pushing the boundary of utility for NFTs. I think it's pretty cool.
One of the cool things too, one of the reasons why we went with the credit card size, right, is a lot of, you see how a lot of people take these Pokemon cards and trading cards and put them in these slabs and get them graded and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, they make a lot of stuff, protective acrylic sleeves and protective slabs that fit the credit card size, right? So you can display them and store them and keep them. So when it comes back, like I said, you'll not only have the physical one, as well, so you can display and be like, yep, this here, this went to the International Space Station and back, right? And
on a
here's
Falcon
the
9
data,
rocket,
right? Here's the data, boom, check it out. Here's the certificate of authenticity and all that fun stuff,
That's so cool.
So again, we're testing and pushing the boundaries of what we can do with not only NFTs, but physically linked NFTs. And one of the things that we're going to allow people to do too is let them pick them up at CNFTCon 2022 here in Vegas. Because while we might be able to send them to the space station, right, there's no guarantee that with the UPS, with the mailing system, that it gets back to you, right?
Very true. Very true.
Like, I have more faith that it gets up there and back than I do mailing it to you, right?
That's got to say something about the USPS.
So yeah, we're going to make that an option for those coming out to CNFTCon. That you'll be able to pick yours up there if it's back. It should be back in time, like a few months before.
Yeah, definitely an incentives for all of our legacy pass holders, 2500 club, all the people that are going to be joining us for CNFTCon 2022. Really
Dates
great to see that.
October 7th, 8th, and 9th here in Las Vegas.
Nice. Well, cool, Marco. This is one of those projects where, you just got to learn more about it. I mean, it's just such a novel idea, such a cool way to talk more about these Cardano NFTs. Really amazing to see the partnership also between Buffy Bot Publishing and the Ascension Sciences team. I think that's really cool. And I'm hoping that that leads you guys to more cool projects down in the future as well. But yeah, man, excited about it. Any last minute points that you wanted us to learn about this project before we sign off today?
Are you going to be setting up any of the KAIZN NFTs?
I'm debating. I'm debating either KAIZN NFT or some like really, really cool space bud, or I could do both.
Well, one of the things I say people too, if the one of the fun things that you can do is you can buy one of the floor space buds, right? And then buy one of the slots, then combine the two, and it's no longer going to be a floor space bud anymore, right? It'll be one more thing that separates it, from other space buds.
Can you imagine? It's like if you put your space bud up there and then just being able to say, yeah, this actually was one that went up into space. And then all of a sudden, just the value of it just goes crazy. I mean, that would be so cool.
Not financial advice though, right?
Yes, that's very true. Good to point that out there.
That's more like common sense advice.
Yeah, man. Well, good stuff. Good stuff, Marco. I appreciate you coming on and speaking with us. It's been a long time coming. Hoping to have you on more often. Anytime you guys wanted to talk about anything that you're doing, you are always welcome on the channel. But anyway, man, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, make sure you drop a like. And then if you wanted to go ahead and sponsor one of these slots, be sure to get that in before December 1st. Otherwise, that price is going up. Check out the link down in the description, projectcosmos.io. All right, everybody.
Thanks again.
Yep. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.